Have you ever wondered if there was life after death? If there is a place where there is no more suffering and hardship? Or if there was a place where all that existed was suffering and hardship? These places do exist, but they won't for much longer. After 1,000-year slumber, Anubis has awoken and is fighting to take up the mantle to be the god of death. He will win. And if you want to get into the afterlife, you will need to pay a toll. There is only one way to pay this toll, which is to get the mark of Anubis. The only way to get the mark is to travel through the 7 deserts and to find the 14 missing pieces of Anubis. All you will need to begin is a falcon feather and a $1 bill of US origin. Any other foreign currency, including Egyptian, won't work. When you have what you need, go to any playground with a sandbox. Drop the $1 bill with the pyramid side facing up and the feather in the sand. Then announce, "I am ready for the journey ahead. I am ready to tread through sand, rock, bone, stone, and oil. I am ready to take my place in the afterlife. She will be my guide." Giant wings drum the air as the playground sands begin to violently gyrate, compounding into a hermetic cyclone. The sand stops swirling around you and fall to the ground, and the drumming of giant wings fade into the now dry and toasted air of the first desert. Large talons dig into your arm as a gray, beady-eyed falcon gazes into the bottom of your soul. This is Isis. She will be your guide. When you're ready to cross the first desert, gesture your forearm upwards and follow her. Towering dunes rise and fall in the broiling winds as grains of sand spray and splash into the Prussian skies above. Skeleton trees reach out for salvation as silhouettes shimmer in the heat. Ignore them. They are lost to this desert. Do you want to become lost? Keep following Isis until she starts to circle counterclockwise. When she does this, keep walking until you are directly beneath her. Start digging and keep digging until you feel the skull and ears of a jackal. Be sure to hurry though. You don't want the silhouettes to reach you. This is the first piece, and this is the easiest part of the journey. Isis will dive and morph into an alluring, sun-kissed brunette. Offer her the first piece and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the head and ears of Anubis branded onto your arm. You're now ready to cross the second desert. Giant wings drum the air as the erg sands begin to violently gyrate, compounding into a hermetic cyclone. The sands stop whirling around you and fall to the ground, and the drumming of giant wings fades into the still, dry, and toasted air. When you are ready to begin, gesture your forearm upwards and open your eyes. Run, dive, swim. Stagnant crimson waters span as far as the eye can see, fractured with ley lines of unrefined salt. Petrified flamingos, elephants, and unlucky souls are all that remain. In the distance, elephantine volcanoes spew out ash and petrol, sullying the skies above. Keep following Isis. If you lose her, you will turn into stone and become one of the unlucky souls claimed by the Red Lake. Keep following her until she begins to circle counterclockwise above a small island. When you reach the island, dig until you feel mummified eyeballs and a necklace of teeth. When Isis lands, offer her the eyeballs and necklace. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the head, ears, teeth, and eyes of Anubis branded onto your forearm. When you are ready to cross the third desert, gesture your forearm upwards and close your eyes. Giant wings drum the air as the water boils away into steam and unrefined salts begin to violently gyrate, compounding into a hermetic cyclone. The salts fall to the ground, and the drumming of giant wings continue pulsating in the skies above. Whatever you do, don't open your eyes, and for the love of Ra, don't lose the sound of her wings. Keep listening for Isis and follow the sound of her wings. When you hear a loud screech, open your eyes. Blinding rifts of salt, snow-white sands, and powdered bones trample over one another for miles in every direction. Jade skies, spotted with miniature clouds, tease the idea of water. If you were to ask them for water, they would remain silent. You will see a pharaoh wavering in the distance. Go to the pharaoh. When you reach the pharaoh, he will give you a riddle. I have the tail of a jackal and the head of Cleopatra. I lead to victory and defeat. There is no gray, only black and white. I also like the taste of spearmint. What am I? If you answer correctly, he will offer you the torso and hands of Anubis. If you don't answer correctly, he will take his place and will be cursed to wander the deserts until either another pilgrim appears or you are ground up into powdered bones. Offer Isis the torso and hands and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the torso and hands of Anubis branded onto your forearm. When you're ready to cross the fourth desert, clap your hands and close your eyes. Giant wings drum the air as the snow-white sands begin to violently gyrate, compounding into a hermetic cyclone. The sands slow down and fall to the ground, and the drumming of giant wings drowns into the dry and war-torn air. Open your eyes. Rusty shipwrecks and charred craters litter the cracked earth. The clanging of swords, the barking of gunfire, and the agonized cries of undead soldiers build into a din of infinite suffering. Retarded boulders stampede in all directions, trampling whatever lands in their path. Survival is the name of the game. Look up to the stark and blistering skies for Isis, then back down in their direction of travel. This is the path. Run. Whatever you do, don't lose sight of her. Don't join the fight, and for the love of Ra, don't stop. When Isis starts circling, finish running to her location and dig. Dig until you feel the rotten arms and legs of Anubis. She will land and transform. Offer her the arms and legs of Anubis and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the torso and hands of Anubis branded onto your forearm. Open your eyes. The sights and sounds of the undead war will give way to an oasis lullaby of croaking vultures, snickering hyenas, and the whispers of palm trees. A cool midnight breeze will embrace you, easing your weary soul of all that you have endured. Don't worry about the hyenas and buzzards. They won't hurt you for now. Go forth and drink the best tasting water you've ever had, and pass out. You'll need your strength for the fifth desert. Wake up. A blackened vista of jagged volcanoes and smoldering Venusian craters endlessly stretch in all directions. The once glistering rays of light from the stars and moon have started to die, and the miasma of sulfur and decay hangs in suspended animation. The once ignorant hyenas will froth at the mouth and cackle with sadistic glee, and the once apathetic vultures will be circling above, waiting patiently for the hyenas to have their fill. You'll need to find Isis before the stars and moon fade away into black. If you don't see her before then, pray for the hyenas and vultures to end you first. She will not be a falcon this time. Instead, she'll be a sun-kissed brunette glowing in the moonlight. When you find her, kneel down and dig through the basalt and pumice until you find the hairy snout of Anubis. Offer it to her and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the snout of Anubis branded onto your arm. If you don't want to be eaten alive, howl at the dying moon and close your eyes. Giant wings drum the air as pumice and basalt begin to violently gyrate, compounding into a hermetic cyclone. The rocks slow down and fall to the ground, and the sadistic glee of hyenas and vultures fade into the hot and silent air of the sixth desert. Open your eyes. Barren salt flats, peppered with finger-like pinnacles, stretch into boundlessness, covered with a thin film of tears that merge the cloud-sprinkled heavens and earth into a seamless mirror that oscillates in the unrelenting heat. A graveyard of long-forgotten trains and a rocky island in the distance are the only discernible features. Follow Isis to the island and climb to the top. You will meet another pharaoh standing beside a dead tree. The pharaoh will ask you, "If you break me, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. If you stare at me for too long, you'll remain stuck. What am I?" If you answer correctly, he will offer you the left and right foot of Anubis. If you don't answer correctly, you will take his place and will be cursed to wander the reflecting wastes until either another pilgrim appears or you wither away in a puddle of tears. Offer Isis the left and right foot and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have the left and right foot of Anubis branded onto your arm. When you're ready to cross the final desert, clap your hands and close your eyes. Giant wings drum the air as the clouds start to violently gyrate, swirling into a hermetic cyclone. The clouds swirl around you and hang in the sky, and the drumming of giant wings fade into the now dry and frosted air. Open your eyes. White is the only thing you can see. Daggers of snow and ice are exhaled from an angry god. Emperor penguins murmur in the distance, overwhelmed by the howling and baying of the storm. All you can do is wander the endless whiteout until you find thick streams of blood cascading off the glacier. Pass through the falls and saunter into the black until the aurora shimmers alongside twinkling stars. The shadow of a colossal serpent will eclipse the glacier into darkness, only pierced by Apep's fiery gaze. Fight to the death. If you win, you'll want to crawl into the belly of the beast until you obtain the phallus and hide of Anubis. If you lose, then hopefully your death will be quick and painless. When you have the phallus and hide, offer them to Isis and close your eyes. A brief burning sensation will envelop your dominant forearm, briefly resulting in blisters, sores, and boils. You now have Anubis branded onto your arm. Giant wings drum the air as the blood begins to violently gyrate, swirling into a hermetic cyclone. The blood stops swirling around you and falls to the ground, and the drumming of giant wings fade into the now crisp and mild air. Open your eyes. What was once vast, sprawling deserts will now be replaced by the sandbox, playground, and suburban landscape. You have finished your journey, and you will be guaranteed passage into the afterlife. You can go about your everyday life, and when you're ready to die, Anubis will walk up to you and request to see his mark. Show him the tattoo. Depending on how you lived your life, you will either ascend to the fields of Aru, or you will be damned to forever wander one of the 7 deserts you fought through, with no hope of being freed from the pilgrims. There is no way to determine if you led a good or bad life in the eyes of Anubis. Only Anubis can decide that. There is life after death, but you'll now have to earn it. The only question left to ask yourself is if you want to live in the life after this one.